I'm trying to think. If Morocco is Han Solo and Luke Skywalker is Gareth Southgate, who's Singapore?
Jar Jar
Binks.
Right?
He said it first. He said it first. The Singaporean said it first. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Yahoo Footballing Weekly with a flu-ridden Neil Humphreys.
And a sleep-deprived Chia Keong.
We have the flu and still we soldier on.
One more week. One more week of the World Cup to go, man.
Yeah, the Flu brothers. But what keeps us going night after sleepless night is you guys. The comments we have received on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I am still getting comments. For some reason, I don't know how these algorithms work. But you know when I said the Belgium were the biggest flops? It's still getting shares and clips and comments.
Yeah. And I'm saying that France will flop. Oh, yes.
Yeah, that one.
And I get all the nice comments.
So thank you very much, sincerely. We've come back to wrap up the knockout stages.
Yep.
Look ahead to the
we just finished the quarterfinals. So last 16 and quarterfinals have been played, waiting for the semifinals and the final.
Yeah. It's gone quick. Look, I got a World Cup beard. You see that? I got a Roy Keane beard. I'm going to keep it until
Roy
after the
Keane.
final. All right, let's get into it. What should we talk about first?
Yeah, so there have been 8 last 16 matches and 4 quarterfinals. 12 matches. Which one of them would you think is your favorite of them all?
Okay. My favourite match at the knockout stages, and you're grown, but it's not for the reasons you think, was actually England and France.
Yes, I'm going to grow. No,
and you know my views on England. I'm quite jaded, but there are 2 clear reasons. One, it was technically the best knockout game. Technically. These were 2 sides close to their peak. I know France had players missing. Certainly one of the best performances I've seen from England. So that was it. But I'm going to give you one sentimental reason. It was the first match I watched in its entirety with my daughter.
Oh, wonderful.
And the reason I say that's important is because it was nice, Keong, for a change, not to see all the cynicism and the sports washing, and just to watch the game through a young person's eyes, basically.
How was she reacting to
she was on the edge of her seat. And me, the jaded dad, was like, this is England. They will lose. Stop getting excited. Of course, Kane.
You're destroying her optimism.
Of course, Kane is going to miss the penalty.
You got to be as enthusiastic as
I
her.
have
Come
to
on.
bring her down to the real world, my friend. But to see the World Cup match through her eyes, through a young person's innocent eyes, and she only cares about matters on the pitch, you know? So that, for me, sentimentally and technically, was my favourite knockout game. What about you?
Well, it's also in the quarterfinals, but I think that madness of Netherlands versus Argentina cannot be topped. I mean, I was watching it on my laptop screen, and then on my own PC screen, I had WhatsApp chat groups going mad all throughout the game. And I said, what the hell is happening? This is just amazing, all the whole thing's happening. And then, the match, like 10th minute of added time before they equalize, and then all the madness, the shoving and the pushing, and I mean, all of us like on the edge of our seat, and then obviously the penalty shot was pretty intense as well, and then the finale was also, there was a lot of bad blood post-match. It's just a spectacular saga epic.
Yeah. In fairness, I actually agree with him, but I knew you would pick that game, so I didn't want to pick the same game twice. But what do you think? Let us know what was your favourite game of the knockout stages. Put all your comments underneath or send them all to
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG or Yahoo_MY on Twitter, or Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
Yeah, we won't say that every time, just at the beginning and the end.
Great.
All right, moving on quickly. Which team has stood out the most for you in the knockout stage?
I think we might have the same
I think
team.
we're going to have the same team. You can go first this time.
Morocco.
Yeah.
I mean...
Love the Moroccans.
They've been awesome, I tell you. I mean, they haven't let in... During the knockout stages, not a single goal let it
all the way through. The only goal they've conceded is an own goal.
It's an own goal. So it's... From what you can see, I mean... The coach has definitely drilled some philosophy into them. Stay compact.
I can't say his name.
Reguagui.
Yeah. We're calling Walid.
Or something.
Walid Reguagui.
So I think he has done a great job. The team is so compact and breaks so quickly.
Correct.
purposefully.
It's no luck about it.
Yeah, there's no luck. If you say there's no luck, yes, they play defensive, but it's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
And just nice they meet teams who like to keep passing the ball around. Spain and Portugal pass around, probe and pray, try to pass the prettiest way to goal, and then they just ate them up.
Absolutely.
Ate them up.
I could not agree more. For me, it's not even close. Morocco is the team of the knockout stages because they are the Han Solo of this tournament, right?
Solo?
Now, you remember Star Wars? You remember when he sees all the stormtroopers? Any normal person would run away from the stormtroopers. He goes nuts and runs at the stormtroopers. And they're so confused that the stormtroopers run away. Even though there's only one Han Solo and 50 stormtroopers, he starts chasing them and in blind panic, they run away. It's silly, it's gung-ho, it's crazy, but Han Solo's attitude is, I'm going to die anyway, I'm going to lose anyway, so I might as well go down fighting. That's Morocco at this World Cup. We're going to lose, or we're probably going to lose, but let's go down fighting.
Yeah.
So they're the Han Solo, and to make a comparison, Gareth Southgate is the Luke Skywalker, which is safe, methodical,
Zen,
forward-thinking, very zen,
mind tricks.
in the waistcoat and all that. And he will easily outlast and survive Morocco. But he's gone and Morocco is still there.
Yeah.
And when you look back at Star Wars, who do you remember? You remember Han Solo. And when you look back at this World Cup, you're going to remember
for
Morocco.
sure it's Morocco.
And your point is so true. It's not just gung-ho for the sake of being gung-ho. It's not reckless. There's a clear pattern. They have a defensive formula that works a treat for them. They do go on the counter. It works really, really well. Their right back, is it Hakimi? He's fantastic. We'll talk more about him later. But he's probably the right back of the World Cup best 11. So there's nothing lucky, nothing fortuitous about this. It is a positive, forward-thinking, Han Solo attitude. I love them. Morocco.
Love them.
What do you think?
Who's our favorite team?
Let us know in your comments underneath. Right.
So we talk about the team that we love the most, stood up the most.
Yep.
What about the team that infuriated you the most?
Okay, now I had to put something, but initially I was going to put no one because no one has genuinely actually infuriated me. But I knew you would do that and roll your eyes. So I thought I better have someone. So we might have the same team. I've said Argentina, but Argentina, there's a caveat. They are my most infuriating team, but I kind of like what makes them infuriating.
Yeah.
So I'm being a bit of a hypocrite. What do I mean? We've talking about the Netherlands, the way they reacted to the victory. Otamendi, I think, was cupping his ears. And was it Martinez who said about Louis van Gaal to keep his mouth shut? Messi got involved. Of those three, the only one that genuinely annoys me is Martinez because Van Gaal is a good guy and he's a cancer survivor. So I thought that was a low blow. But that aside, is it infuriating? I kind of like it though because we forget sometimes. Yes, we forget sometimes that it's a sport, yes, but it's also theatre. Football is theatre, and we say we don't, but we love pantomime villainy. And Argentina have been doing this role since the 60s, since Alf Ramsey called them animals, since the height of Maradona, 90, Italia 90, they were yellow cards, red cards. This is the way they play. In Argentina, the hand of God of 86 is not seen the way it's seen in other parts of the world. It's seen as street smart.
Yeah.
It's seen as taking down the big guys. It's like a Robin Hood kind of view. They see things differently. So the way Argentina play, we all see it as housery, but they see it as gamesmanship. So yes, they kind of infuriate me, but I kind of like it.
That's the way it is. And
I kind of like it.
I totally agree. They should keep on doing that.
And they'll do it in the final. If they get that far, they'll do it in the semi-final.
Yeah.
So who's yours?
I prefer the team who who really didn't do well and then still said that it's because of the opposition, Spain. Oh, come on. You are the one who couldn't even create a single chance during the game against Morocco. And then Ferran Torres had the gall to say that it's because Morocco don't let us play. Please. No team will let you play like the way you want. Come on. They're out to win you. They're out to beat you. So you know, you got to find a way. You got to find a plan B. Your plan A is not working. You find a plan B. And obviously Spain didn't have a plan B, so they just kept passing and passing and passing until extra time's over, and then they screw up their penalty shootouts. And then they blame Morocco because of that. Close second is Portugal also. Blame Morocco of playing like that, or blame the referee, you know.
And Morocco, this is not Greece 2004.
No.
They are not defensive and cynical, and they play to their strengths. They counter-attack really, really fast. Morocco against Portugal, as I said in the piece, there was just as much chance of them scoring a second as Portugal scoring an equaliser. They were still attacking right until the end. So that is a complete myth. And I agree with you. That's a good shout. Spain's whining is too much. They've been whining about this anti-tiki-taka phenomenon for years. The game has moved on. It's fast gegenpressing, 4-3-3, very fast counter attacking football that all major teams play, whether it's City, Liverpool, PSG, and you know, the highest Bayern Munich at the highest
people
level.
will react to your type of football, and if your football cannot react back, then you have to find a plan.
It's on
B
you.
to do it.
And with the players they had, with those teen sensations coming through like Garvey and the others, it's on them. They can't expect everyone to be like it was Costa Rica, wasn't it?
Yeah,
to
7-0.
just sit back and the other teams learn quickly. Good shout, my friend.
Yeah.
Spain. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Most annoying, irritating team at the World Cup. All right. Which player has given you the most joy?
How about you?
My one, I like this one. Player giving me the most joy, Olivier Giroud. I love Olivier, right? Because Olivier Giroud, he plays like he's playing with his cuckies, out, coffee shop cuckies on a Sunday morning, 36 years old. All we've heard this World Cup is Modric is 108 and Messi is 112 and Ronaldo is this. And you've never heard that about Giroud. He never complains that he's 36 years old. He gets on with it. He always smiles. He always plays like he's having the best time.
He's like, enjoying it.
Honestly, Giroud is living his best life. He's like that puppy outside in a car window, flapping his tongue. He's never been so happy as he is in that moment.
He's broken Thierry Henry's record.
Right? Yeah. This World Cup, and in recent years, has been the sort of World Cup of the diva. Neymar, Ronaldo, Benzema. Okay, he's injured, but, you never get that from Giroud. You never got it with him at any of his clubs. Yeah. He's such a good pro. He never complains. He's such a good team player. And the thing about him, from a technical standpoint, he's never been blessed with pace. So he reminds me of Teddy Sheringham in his prime. He's an extremely intelligent, underrated footballer. And it worked beautifully against England. Why? Because Walker and Mbappe both were terrific, but they cancelled each other out. So it needed Griezmann and Giroud to step up. Right. And that's where their winning goal came from. Now, that cross comes from Griezmann. Terrific cross. It was the pass of the game. But Giroud will never miss a chance like that. Never. You give him a good 6-yard chance, a good chance in the box, he puts it away every time. And he celebrates like he's playing with his mates from the pub. He's my favourite footballer by far.
And the thing about him is that, he got a lot of criticism when he was in the Premier League. Now he's clumsy. He doesn't score a lot. When he does score quite a bit. And then he just ignored those criticism and soldier on and still playing with a smile on his. And nowadays people a little bit of criticisms. They were like, why you criticize me like that? Yeah. Whining to the media that the criticism is undeserved.
Yeah.
But you never hear Giroud saying that. You just say, well, I'm still scoring the goals at 26 years old. Come on.
He just seems to have wonderful perspective. I'm putting thoughts in his own head now, but the world is in a mess. There are so many existential things we can be worrying about. But he plays like what he is, a guy representing his country, scoring goals in a World Cup, reaching the semi-final. What the hell is there not to like about my current situation? I wish they were all like that. Now, Giroud has been fabulous from start to finish. Fabulous. What's yours?
It's a very straightforward choice, though.
Let me guess. Go on. No, go on.
Lionel Messi.
Yeah, I know. The Messi man.
I've been a fan of him for so long already, but this World Cup, I think I was worried that whether he could carry the burden of, this is probably his last World Cup. He's carrying the whole Argentina, the whole nation with him. But he's just been responding match after match. And then against Holland, save for the Holland comeback, the first 70 minutes was Messi.
Yeah.
The goal which he created for Molina.
Oh, fantastic. The pass, right?
How did he see that pass?
Messi in his prime.
Yeah,
and he's got better as the tournament has gone on.
Gone better and better. And I hope he does carry on doing that. He's also playing with a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
Once they got through, he was like enjoying the whole thing. I hope he enjoys it, and I hope that he can finally get his dream of the World Cup.
I know what. No one would disagree with that. I wouldn't disagree. Jay wouldn't disagree.
Piers Morgan would.
Piers Morgan would. No one is going to disagree on this planet apart from Ronaldo and Piers Morgan.
Oh.
Everyone else has got to have a heart of stone not to
Exactly.
want Messi to. If you love football, if you're listening to this, we assume you love football. You've got to want Messi to go all the way.
Sure.
But any Portugal fans, or if Ronaldo, if you're listening,
Tell us.
we know you have a lot of business dealings with Mr. Lim in Singapore. If you happen to be listening, Ronaldo, post your comments underneath.
If you're Peter Lim listening, you can also post it.
Please do. All welcome. Right. Well, this is a perfect segue because I bet we've got the same
think
one.
we've got the same
right?
one.
Which player has annoyed you most at this World Cup? Should we do it on three? Should we
2,
3? Ronaldo. Yep, Ronaldo. Well, my Ronaldo, the thing about Ronaldo is you could say he hasn't actually done much to be annoying, but that's kind of the point because stories have been leaked throughout the World Cup. They must be coming from within his camp about Saudi Arabia. So the focus ends up being on him. He's had the manager, Santos, having to deal with questions about Saudi Arabia. He doesn't want to talk about that. No. £250 million pounds a year. That's being leaked by somebody while he's there. He was using the World Cup as a bloody shop window for the Saudis.
The Manchester United interview with Piers Morgan was just before the World Cup happened.
So all that distraction, everything becomes about Ronaldo. When he's substituted, quite rightly, he can't resist. And don't give me this crap about, he knows. There's 60 to 100 cameras inside a football stadium. He knows every movement he makes, right? When he leaves a pitch will be dissected and analysed. So any gesture, they're going to pick up on it, right? And the worst part, he's annoying. The second most annoying person in this whole World Cup is the director who focused on his tears all the way down the tunnel. They're calling it now the 4K tears because we got Ronaldo's tears in 4K all the way. And it was like, it went on forever. Disrespectful to Morocco.
True, but it also shows you exactly who he is.
Yeah.
The teammates are right on the pitch, still trying to get to terms of their exit. He doesn't care.
And praising Morocco.
Correct. Yep. He doesn't give a damn about the thing. He's only caring about himself and walks in tears because his World Cup is over. Everything is over. It's all about him. I wrote on my Facebook that he is the epitome of individuality in a team sport.
Yeah.
He himself made himself a great player.
Yep.
That's all through his individuality, his desire to be number one.
Yep.
But it's also that desire that caused him to, all this Manchester United, Portugal, this kind of, he has to be the lead and nobody else.
Yep.
And that's what causing him to leave, to be sacked by Man United. And that's what probably caused him to be dropped
I agree.
by Portugal for the key matches.
Yeah. You're teeing up a column idea I've got for Yahoo. I do think, and I don't want to give it away, but I do think one of the themes of this World Cup is going to be the death of the individual. The death of the individual ego. I just think the way that football is evolving and the way that global sentiments are evolving, they're not going to tolerate this kind of theatricality. With the real world issues we've got now, I think people have got less and less interest in listening to people whine on about £250 million
putting them
contracts.
on a pedestal.
Yeah, I agree. I think the days.
I'm not going to let you do this.
I think
anymore.
the days of the Galactico. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's tacky now. It just doesn't play. In the world we're in now, it doesn't play. But what do you think? Most annoying person at the World Cup after the director who got a bit carried away with the Spielberg Hallmark movie moment with the 4K tears? Let us know. Comments below. Now, this one. We may disagree on this one. Asian performances. What do we think of Asia at the World Cup, specifically in the knockout stages, Japan, South Korea, and Australia?
Lots of work more to do, I think.
Oh, we might agree then. Okay, carry on. Okay.
I mean, obviously, Asian teams have done a lot of upsets. I mean, Japan beaten Spain and Germany. South Korean gone through. But no, once they reach the last 16, I think something is lacking. You can obviously see that they do not know the how to play a knockout stage of a World Cup yet, as expertly as all the rest. I mean, Japan almost did it. I think they went in front ahead of Croatia, but once they reach the penalties, everything falls apart.
Yeah.
So they're still lacking here and there, but obviously it's been an encouraging development of the Asian teams. They are you can no longer consider them like you sure can beat them, but once you reach there's just something I can't grasp that. There's something missing there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And that's the part I agree with. And this is the bit where the Angmo's going to get abuse. Because, I think that coverage in Asia of Asian teams reminds me of the coverage that we have during the SEA Games. And you know my views on this. The SEA Games should only ever be seen as a stepping stone to something better, right? For the longest time in Singapore media, we were very rah-rah. Whoa, 6 gold medals.
Yeah.
What? It should be seen as a stepping stone to the Commonwealth Games, the Asian Games, the Olympics, and no more than that. I do think that's slightly changing. But our coverage of Asian football in the World Cup isn't. Ideally, we should reach a stage where we think that them qualifying into the knockout stages is just a stepping stone rather than an end in itself. And I'm reminded of Roy Keane. The way he used to say, the way the Irish media used to cover Ireland at the World Cup is a bit like how Asian media covers Asia at the World Cup. Meaning, we qualified. Yeah. We're brilliant. It's brilliant. Anything now is a bonus. No, that makes you look small. It makes you look parochial.
And there's the fact that the Saudi Arabian prince gave them limousines.
Yeah.
Right after they won their first match.
Yeah.
And guess what? They couldn't even qualify for the knockout stages.
Yeah.
And that's the feeling you get.
I agree completely. Yeah. The more Asian media go, we made the knockout stages. You actually make yourself look smaller, not bigger.
I agree.
Like when we go, 9 SEA Games gold medals, no, you make yourself look smaller, not bigger. Think bigger. Yeah. So for context, you say I'm being harsh, right? But let's not forget, Japan were unlucky on the penalties. That's true. They also have 125 million population in a football mad nation. South Korea's got 51 million. Australia's got 25.
Guess how many Croatia has? 4.
Right. And to use Keane's analogy, at least Keane, you can make the argument, well, Irish have only got 5 million. They're smaller than Singapore in terms of population. So you could see why the Irish would be a bit, but I think we have to move past that now.
I would agree.
It's not 1998 or 2002 where we're qualified. No, I think you've got to reach a stage where qualification into the knockout stages in the world's most populous continent should be seen as the norm.
Should be. And I think because Korean League and Japan League have been very, 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 very strong and very well developed. And they've brought their best talents over to Germany and Spain to play. I think there's no reason why they can't do it consistently.
Yeah.
They can't qualify for knockout stage consistently. And I hope when it comes to the 2026 World Cup, they will continue to do so. And we will say, all right, let's go for the quarterfinals. Let's go for the semi-finals. Look at what Morocco did. They didn't settle for last 16.
Han Solo, just go for it.
Go.
Yeah. You've got to stop acting like we're the second cousin at the family wedding, just grateful to be there. You've got to act like, no, I belong at the top table with the rest of the guys. We're the biggest continent. We're the wealthiest continent. Asia, this is going to be the century for Asia. This is the Asian century, 21st century. And it really should be for Asian football as well. So a bit more gung-ho, Moroccan-style spirit for Asia. What do you think?
And Singapore will qualify for the World Cup too.
See, he has to go too far.
Gung-ho.
I don't know if I'm trying to think. If Morocco is Han Solo and Luke Skywalker is Gareth Southgate, Who's Singapore?
Jar Jar
Binks. Yeah.
Right?
He said it first. He said it first. The Singaporean said it first. Singapore. That's the takeaway. Singapore is Jar Jar Binks. What do you think? Let us know. Yeah. Right. What are we doing next?
Well, any more memorable, funny moments that you felt like, oh, no.
Okay. It's more of a quirky moment that I kind of just want to get off my chest, which is, we've talked about this a little bit already offline. This middle class sports media coverage of England versus the old working class football media coverage of England. Now, it's too nice. It's become too nice. This idea that Gareth Southgate is hounded and persecuted. And look, in the 90s, Graham Taylor, may he rest in peace, they turned his head into a turnip.
Yes.
Into a turnip on the front page of the Sun newspaper. Was it wrong? Absolutely. What they did to Taylor, to Robson, to Glenn Hoddle was terrible. That doesn't really happen anymore.
Nope,
I think there's been an overcorrection where the British media is almost too reluctant, too reticent to be seen, to even ask the question like Jamie Carragher did, which was, yes, Southgate is a lovely man. If I hear that one more time, he's a lovely man, he's a kind man, he's an empathetic man. Yes, so's my local doctor, but he's not the manager of a national team. And so is Louis van Gaal, by the way, who has won lots of trophies. He's a kind man, he's an empathetic man, he's a good man, he's united a multiracial, multicultural dressing room. He's made them the most likeable team in 40 years. But they haven't won anything.
Yes.
And
they've
never played beyond their potential. They've reached it. They've reached their potential, but they've never exceeded it like Croatia has, like Portugal has. It's not Portugal, Morocco has. But the way the media are talking, poor Southgate, he's so hounded, he's so persecuted. Get a grip. We're allowed to ask a question and say, good job, Gareth, but you still haven't beat anybody at the elite level. What do you think? That's my only gripe.
I agree. I think
I'm not asking for him to be fired. He should stay in the job.
I think
England did well.
I think journalists should be able to ask that kind of question. That I said, maybe your tactics, maybe your whole philosophy might not be that good for knockout football.
Yeah.
You know, it's too conservative. You might need to let them go a bit more.
The worst one that actually made me laugh out loud, I saw a headline. It's one of my favourite writers, but the headline was, why England is lucky to have Gareth Southgate. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I nearly, let's not get... So hang on. Just Foden, Bellingham, Rice, Saka, Grealish, who would walk, those 4 or 5 names alone would walk into any international team right now. They're all lucky to have a manager who's won nothing at club and international level. I think we might be going a bit too far in the course correction. That's all. A great job, Gareth, but let's try and win something next time. Let's get to the
time you win something.
Get to the final. Okay, what's yours? You got one?
Just one moment. I think. I mean, we also talked about it before. You know, during the Brazil versus South Korea match, and then Brazil was like killing South Korea, scoring goal after goal. And obviously they're happy, you know, some sort of like a weight has lifted up.
I already agree.
And then they went to once they scored, they went to the sidelines, dance. All sorts of dance move come out. At first I thought like, that's a bit too much. But you're Brazil, you know. Yeah. Go ahead and dance. And then some of the routines are, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And then, you know, some pundit.
Yeah, this is the anti-Man U bias coming out.
The friendly uncle from Manchester United, Mr. Roy Keane.
With the beard.
With beard, like that. And then he'll say, I don't like it. I think it's disrespectful.
He wasn't the only one.
Your
Liverpool legend, Graham Souness, did it as well.
Graham Souness is another one. Yeah. I mean, come on.
It was ridiculous.
I mean, like, come on.
It was ridiculous.
You're having fun. This is the World Cup.
I'm back to your point with my daughter. She loves all that. She thinks it's great fun. They mimic it in the school playground, right?
See?
It's a game. They're not curing cancer. They're not, finding vaccines for COVID. It's a game. It's an escape. It's entertainment. It should be fun. Yes, it will be controversial. Yes, we can get annoyed about certain things, but not that.
Yeah.
Of all the things at the World Cup.
Roy Keane has made a name for himself in punditry because of saying all these things, but can you just give them a break?
I agree with you. I thought it was kind of sad that not that they lost so much, but that we lost that Samba spirit in the World Cup. Anyway, let us know what you think. Comments underneath usual places. Right, let's move on. Wrap this up with
looking forward
semi-finals. Semi-finals. Who should we do
Croatia
first?
versus Argentina. Wow.
All right.
Finally poised, I think.
You can go first.
Finally poised. I mean, you will hope that Messi continues his great form and somehow drags the team. And I'm doing a disservice to the team. The team is actually pretty good. Argentina is a pretty good team, resilient after they won the Copa America. I think they have every chance of winning the whole thing. But Croatia have proved that they don't know how to die.
Yeah,
they just carry on and somehow pull out a goal against Brazil, right?
Yep.
So you can never rule them out. But I think this might be a step too far. I think the team still has a lot of deficiency.
Yeah.
Which Argentina, if they are quick enough, they'll be able to exploit. So I hope we have Argentina.
I agree. You wouldn't think they could do it at 2 consecutive World Cups with that aging squad. Their keeper, though, is a revelation. I think it's 3 penalties he saved. Livakovic, fantastic. I mean, he looks unstoppable. If it goes to penalties, I think Croatia will win. I think Argentina has to do it. I mean, in match play, whether it's full time, extra time, they have to do it. But Argentina has a secret weapon.
Really?
A West Ham legend. You don't know who it is, do you?
I don't know.
Lionel Scaloni. He was there for a 6-month loan spell in 2006. He played 13 games. 13 games.
I would have known.
You would have known, right? Lionel Scaloni. And he helped West Ham get to the FA Cup final in 2006.
It was beaten by Liverpool.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about that bit, but yeah.
You brought it out.
So the secret weapon will be West Ham legend, played a whole 13 games. Lionel Scaloni.
He's been a good coach.
He has been a good coach.
Yeah.
Right, prediction. I'm going to go in after extra time, 2-1 Argentina.
I'm going for 1-0 Argentina in 90 minutes.
All right. Well, I'm going to speed up and say that's my prediction for Morocco, France. I think France will go 1-0. I think it's going to be a similar storyline. Mbappe against Hakimi this time. Walker did a good job, but did a fantastic job. But I think Hakimi has been Morocco's star player. Even here, if he cancels out Mbappe, which I actually don't see that happening. But even if he does, Griezmann, it just seems to be his touch paper moment. Right. You get that sometimes. It was Modric at the last World Cup and this World Cup to a lesser extent. You always get one player, in the autumnal stage of their career, the twilight of their career. They just have that final, everything clicks. And this one, it's Griezmann. So I think even if Mbappe is neutered, Griezmann and my old kaki Giroud, too much, 1-0.
Yeah, my same thoughts. I think it's 1-0 to France as well. But that's more because Morocco I think they suffered lots of injuries during the match.
4, I think.
Yeah. And their key players, the captain.
Yes.
I think it was
went off on a stretcher. Right? Half-time,
and even if they go through, I think they're going to have a hard time. And I think they will suffer against France. And I think France would have that edge to land the goal before Morocco does.
Absolutely.
But I think, they got nothing to lose.
No, Solo. Just keep chasing the stormtroopers. Just keep going.
They will come at them again and again.
It'll be a great game.
Yeah, it'll be a very fascinating game.
All right, let us know who's going to win the semi-finals. Send your predictions to
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG and Yahoo_MY on Twitter, and Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
Beautiful. Yeah. And we'll finish this by saying, did you know that whatever the outcomes of these semi-finals is, we are still going to have a first, no matter what happens or who wins. Do you know why? What are the firsts? Can you guess? Any guesses?
No.
Right. If Croatia or Morocco win, it'll be the first time a first-time winner will win the World Cup since Spain in 2010.
Right.
If France win, it'll be the first team to retain the trophy since 1962. And if Argentina win, it'll be the first for Lionel Messi, obviously, which is what we really want, but also the first in his lifetime because he was born in 1987.
Oh, wow.
So he's never even seen his own country win the World Cup. So whatever happens from this point on, folks, we're going to get a first.
On a last note, Bono with Morocco. I think what a name.
Brilliant.
My favorite band some more.
Yeah.
Bono. I hope Bono wins.
There you go. I don't know how to top that. So for him, it's going to be a beautiful day.
Yes, beautiful day.
See what I did there? I don't know. The World Cup moves in mysterious ways.
Oh!
So let us know, with or without you, we'll be back. One, yeah. With or without you, we'll be back in a few days to wrap up the World Cup. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
See you.